So everybody likes to think about super teams and, oh, it's the main three guys on the team. They're going to three-peat. They go back-to-back championships. But nobody ever talks about the role players and how much of a factor role players play in winning a championship. And now, since I feel the past couple of years has been a lot more parity in the league, right? No one's repeated championships since the Warriors 2017-2018, right? So it's been 6, 7, 8 years since that's happened, right? And so we've been able to see this on a larger scale, especially this year, where the 4 conference finals teams all have teams they've got superstars, but they've also got a ton of good role players who just stick to their part, play their game, and they win games. I mean, right here we got the Celtics, who, I mean, they've got the great core of Tatum and Brown. You need superstars to win a championship. You just can't have all role players, right? So you got Tatum, Brown. Then they had a huge pickup with Drew Holiday, right? Derek White has been an absolute revelation for this team. Al Horford's playing very well. They got guys come off the bench very, very solid. Sam Hauser, I feel like every time I look at a box score or like watch the game, he's got like 4 3-pointers when he comes in, right? Luke Cornett comes in and he does this, right? He's hilarious. And Peyton Pritchard is obviously one of their biggest bench contributors. And so they've got a well-rounded team. Now here at the Pacers, I mean, you got Siakam and you got Halliburton. And outside of that, I mean, off the bench, I mean, you got guys like Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell, Ben Shepherd, Isaiah Jackson. Those are some pretty solid guys. They got a lot of minutes, honestly, in the playoffs. And then guys who are kind of fringe starters on the bench, I mean, Aaron Nesmith and Andrew Nembhard. Those guys poured in some buckets, especially when Halliburton went down. So, I mean, there was a lot of talk about, oh, the Pacers had to go to the conference finals. That was like the most undeserving 6th seed conference finals just because of their injuries and stuff. But I mean, these guys came out and they balled, dude. They beat everybody that they played against, right? Except for the Celtics. They lost the Celtics eventually. And this is why I wanted to make this video. I mean, look at this Timberwolves team, bro. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been amazing backup point guard. Kyle Anderson comes in, obviously slows everything down. Mike Conley, even though he's not like a superstar, he's a starter, but he's a very, very good point guard, especially for a young core with Cat and Anthony Edwards, right? Then you got a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. Jay McDaniels, who comes in, locks crap up, right? And then the GOAT, Naz Reid, baby. That guy, he has been playing phenomenal, completely. I had my doubts at the beginning of the season. People were like, oh, Naz Reid could win 6th Man of the Year. It's between him and Malik Monk. And the whole season, I was obviously the Clippers fan. I'm like, okay, it's going to be Norman Powell. Like, that's my guy. It was not even him at all. So Naz Reid definitely deserving of that award. But man, has he played well in the playoffs. So just, I mean, look at this team. You got the big 3, if you want to call them that, Ant, Gobert, and Cat. And then you got Naz Reid, Jay McDaniels, Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Kyle Anderson. You got guys who come in and just, they play very, very well. Not to mention they got bubble TJ Warren on the team. I didn't really realize that until just now. He has not played, but if they want to unleash him, they can do that, right? And then staying out west with the Mavericks, I mean, a large part for why I wanted to make this video. You got Luka and Kyrie. But then in the starting lineup, you got Gafford, PJ Washington, 2 guys you picked up, by the way, you made trades for, who have been phenomenal. I mean, I would want to play my butt off in the playoffs too if I was coming from, you know, Washington or Charlotte, like those 2 guys. And then you got a great other pickup with Derrick Jones Jr. That's your starting lineup. But then off the bench, dude, you have guys like Dante Exum, Josh Green, Tim Hardaway Jr., who's injured right now, who's also, you know, in the running for 6th Man of the Year this year. Jaden Hardy had a phenomenal game 4. Derek Lively was injured. Dwight Powell, he's playing. Like, they can literally run 10, 11 deep very solidly in this playoffs. And that's why I think specifically the Mavericks are going to go to the finals. And this isn't like, oh, I'm making a prediction now. Oh, Jake, it's a terrible way of saying it. They're 1 game away from the finals. Of course, they're going to win. That's not me being like, they're going to go. It's kind of obvious at this point, but it's like, no, this is why they're going. We already know they're going, but why are they going? It's because of this lineup. They have 10 or 11 guys that they can go around. That, frankly, I mean, you've got that. Pacers also have something like that-ish. Maybe they're 8 or 9 to 10 deep, potentially. But their 1 and 2 with Halliburton and Siakam is nowhere near the level of Luka and Kyrie. And I mean, look at this. Look, I mean, let's just take a look. Kyrie has been balling. First series, right? 40 bomb against the Clippers in a loss. But I mean, look at this. Another 30 bomb, leading scorer in games 4 and 6. Derek Lively, the rookie, coming in with 9 rebounds. 9 rebounds again. I mean, like, you got guys who contribute, who actually do good things for this team. Gafford, Washington. I mean, in this series, dude, look at this. 3 straight games against the Thunder where PJ Washington is your leading scorer on a team with Luka and Kyrie on it. Like, That's why this team's going to the finals. And once again, Lively, Washington. I mean, you got all of these guys' fingerprints all over the box score and all over the game. You're talking game 6 in Dallas. PJ Washington is the reason they win this game. That last, I mean, the pump fake, Luka made the good dish out. He had the pump fake. It wasn't really a pump fake like baiting a foul, but PJ Washington was the reason they won that game. And in that game, Lively had like 15 and 15, who's a rookie. Like, they've got so many good pieces, and that's what it takes to win a championship. So Mavs and Timberwolves, they play game 5 tonight, and I'm not saying that the Mavericks are just going to go out and win, but I'm also not saying that Minnesota's just going to lose. Nobody's come down from 3-0 in the playoffs ever. I don't know if it's going to start now, so I'm just kind of making my bet as to we're all assuming the Mavericks are going to make the finals one way or another. I think that's where we're at right now, unfortunately. And they are fueled by their bench and their main 2 guys, right? Fueled by their main 2 guys, supported with the bench. And so they've played phenomenal in the playoffs. I'm surprised. I mean, they were the 5th seed. One in the first round, one in the second round, and they're probably going to win in the third round. Western Conference Finals to go to the finals. Now, do they have a shot against Boston? Being a little bit preemptive, but I think they do. They are a ton deeper. I mean, the Celtics were easily the not deepest team. The Celtics, by far, were the shallowest team that is left in the playoffs. Now, they do have Jaylen Brown. They do have Jason Tatum. And they got Drew Holiday and those guys. But, I mean, you compare Peyton Pritchard and Svi Mikhailuk and Sam Hauser to Josh Green, Jaden Hardy, Dante Exum, Derek Lively. I mean, it might just be wraps, especially because they don't have Porzingis. That's kind of a main deal for the Celtics. If they have Porzingis, they can kind of bang down low. But Gafford and all of these big guys that Dallas has kind of going to run over. They just might run over the Celtics. I don't know. The star power is probably level, especially when Kyrie has definitely upped himself, right? Luka and Kyrie maybe on the same level as Tatum and Brown. As of right now, I don't know. We might have some differing opinions right there. Generally speaking, not that far away, right? Anyways, I'm very, very excited. This whole video would be scrapped. That would be hilarious if Minnesota comes back and wins 4-3. Like, that would be insane. But that's all I got. I just wanted to say that really fast. Might be seeing you guys in the finals next week. We out.